Yo, what is up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for the 3.27 Keepers of the Flame League. And oh boy, have we grinded a lot of currency this league for it to be considered a poverty league. We've made a lot of money, and a big part of it is probably Faustus, the currency exchange, and the async trade are amazing. I love them. If they ever remove them, I am literally going to quit. They're too much of a quality of life. I appreciate them way too much to go back to the old way of Path of Exile trading. But let's go over our day 4 recap, starting off with currency, since I just mentioned that. When I say I made a lot of currency, you may be thinking, oh, maybe like 5, maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 50 div. No, we've made, I think, closer to 100 div over these last couple of days. So primarily just day and a half, because that's when I started actually grinding for currency. We have 61 div currently sitting in various currencies, mainly because they're appreciating and divs are not, right? Like if we go ahead and take a look at the divine, it has been this 99 to 105 the last 2 days. So they're not appreciating in value as fast as I would like them to. Whereas things like the Foulborn Exalted orbs that I've been buying, they are just straight up skyrocketing, right? Because these are essentially perfect exalts from PoE 2. They kind of guarantee a higher tier modifier, so they are going to be used a lot more when people start crafting gear. I bought these for 75 each, and as you can see, they're going straight up. If we go to the auction house and we try to buy one right now, what are these actually? Yeah. So I've already made a 20C on each of these essentially. So that's pretty good there. That's like a div on its own. Reflecting Mist got lucky and this dropped for me, but I'm going to keep it because I know it's going to appreciate, right? Voldos, same thing. They're going up in price. We may buy more just to have more stacks of these before they skyrocket much more. Ancient orbs, I know are going to go up, so we just haven't sold them. Fracturing orbs are going to go up. I mean, as you can see, there's just not a lot of these actually up on the market. So that's why we're kind of holding out. I know these are going to go up to be even more expensive, right? So things like that we're holding on to because they just appreciate in value. I've made several div literally doing nothing but holding these items in my stash, right? So that's always a good strategy. Don't feel like you always have to buy a lot of raw divines. Divines do usually hold value and go up over time regardless, right? Because they have to get closer to the price of a divine in the standard league. But overall, some leagues there's just not enough necessity, or there's not enough liquid currency dropping like this league, where there's not that much like raw currency dropping, that it's not going to inflate the price to some of the ridiculous values we've seen in previous leagues, at least unless they majorly buff the league mechanic to just shit out a currency. Then I don't think these are going to inflate that much. So with that little currency intro out of the way, let's go over the character itself. We are now level 96 and we have 18% of the way to level 97. Our defenses, we have little less than 10k evasion, while we have max res for everything including chaos, and we are now ailment immune. We have a tooltip damage of 131k on our kinetic blast, which is pretty good. We have a 59% crit chance and a 472 crit multi. So our damage is actually starting to ramp up a little bit. If we go ahead and take a look at the tree, we grabbed a storm shroud to give us ailment immunity, and we grabbed this life wheel to help with the avoid shock, and then we have a jewel that has 50% chance to avoid shock, and it's in the 81% Stygian, right? So that's how we are ailment immune. We also picked up an inspired learning because this helps in mapping so much, especially if you're doing things like Legion or Harby or even the Breach mechanic. This has come in clutch a couple of times. We went ahead and we added a cluster over here. It's a spell damage cluster with increased effect and res. So each of these nodes is giving us a bunch of damage plus a bunch of res, right? These 3 points are giving me what? 39% spell damage, 6% all res, and 15% lightning res. And then since we have the multiplier on KB for the 200% of their value, this is actually giving me what? 3978% increased spell damage. So it's huge for 3 points. And then we have another mini cluster over here with magnifier and pressure points. This is going to be our next point. I know with KB, you're supposed to invest in some kind of AoE. I don't know what that number is. I remember it being something like you need this number or it's not even worth investing, right? I think you get like 1.4 times area or something to make sure all your explosions overlap. I haven't looked into it, don't care that much. I just know more AoE will give me more clear because of my Herald of Ice as well. So we have that. And then let's take a look at the gear. On the character, we have the same gloves, same belt, same boots, same rings, same helmet, same shield. The upgrades that we made that skyrocketed our damage are new amulet with this thing is kind of beautiful, right? It has T1 wed, T1 energy shield, T1 move speed, T1 chaos, T1 attributes, and T2 crit multi. This was beautiful because it allowed me to drop prowess and have my stats still solved. Plus, it gives me more strength that if I drop a strength node anywhere on the tree, I'm still perfectly fine, right? Like if for whatever reason I cut these nodes out, I wouldn't because they're really pretty decent and efficient for what they do. But let's say we did, I wouldn't have to worry about not being able to use my skills because my strength dropped too low. We like that little bit of a strength buffer. And then we went ahead and we made this wand. Is it great? No, but it is very good for what it does. I mean, if we go ahead and take a look and see if there even is other wands, like there's 3 other wands on the market that are even similar. This guy has fractured attack speed and he has, oh, he got the lucky crit. Oh, and he took double damage. I did it in POB and it said that my attack speed was more damage, probably because my higher crit chance. But, and then let's see. So attacks with this weapon penetrate 12% elemental res. Would I use a prefix for that? I don't feel like you would do this. Like I don't feel like you would do this one. We'll have to see. Yeah, because they have one flat, one spell damage, and then the third prefix is this. I don't know. We'll have to take a look. It might actually be better. And if it is, that would be significantly easier to craft, I think, because then you would only need like one suffix. But yeah, overall, that's the character so far. It took us about 10 div to craft this wand. This was free. We literally just used the tree to birth a bunch of jewelry and slam them together, and then we got this. But yeah, this took 10 div. So bought the base, used Deafening Essence of Woe until we hit a high flat modifier, then prefixes can't be changed, and reforge whatever element you want. I did lightning, and we hit T7 lightning, kind of sucks, but then we did another prefix can't be changed, and we hit it with a veiled orb. Then we went ahead and crafted any dot multi, right? Physical, fire, chaos, any of those dot multi crafts all block each each other, so it blocks the highest weighting, and it makes it like a 1 in 3 or a 1 in 5 or something like that for you actually to hit the attack speed. So it's super common, right? It's pretty much impossible to fuck it up if you follow those steps. And then we just crafted the crit multi on it. So since it took me about 10 div to craft, because this is the second iteration of this one. The first one we hit like T2 lightning, and then we did a prefix can't be changed, and we reforged fire, and we hit like T8 fire or something. So we just went again before we did the veiled modifier, right? But yeah, overall, if I wanted to change this wand, what I would have to do is start over. There's no easy way for me to get rid of the lightning. So I could do like can't roll attacks. Yeah, actually I do that. I'd probably do can't no can't roll. Yeah, no, there's no easy way that I can think of to not fuck it up. So I would just literally have to just start spamming woe essences on it again. And at that point, I might be at a price point where it just makes more sense to get like a synthesis wand, right? But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. And until next time, take care.